All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Train Sim World 2 live stream. We are on the Glasgow Cathcart Circle, going from Glasgow Central to Newton in the Class 314 Scott Rail. So we're going to get in here, get set up, and we will be on our way. So hopefully everybody's having a good Wednesday morning, near afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Let's see, we gotta get... All right. Let's see, get all our lights on. All right. Good morning, Patrick. How are you? I think I've got everything all pretty much set. Doors shut. All right. We're on our way. We're going by Pollock Shields West. And then we're on to Maxwell. If this is going to be... it's been a while since I've been on this route as well, so I don't know what to expect, really, as far as the time amount goes. But if we find ourselves completing this fairly quickly, we might do a return service. Morning, Pithers. So yesterday afternoon, or evening time here, which was probably about, I think I did this about 11, it was about 11 or after midnight your time. Got on Flight Simulator. This is in my wish list. it's a good route, Patrick. And if you have, I think like Northern Transpennine or I think it's Northern Transpennine, you can do like the rail tour stuff. I'll show you at the end here. So that adds a little extra to it, kind of like Southeastern High Speed. It's got the rail tour. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good value for the price, for what you pay for it. The detail on this route is unbelievably beautiful. It all looks exactly like it should in real life. Yeah. That's what I've heard, and you know, it's. I wish. Well, I mean, I'm sure back when they scanned in or built up, like Peninsula Corridor, for instance, they used what information they had available at the time. But they, yeah, it'd be hopefully with the new updates and everything, all the routes look better than they. You know, some of them are much older, so that the detail is not nearly as there as we'd all like it to be. So, but yeah, this is a good route, Patrick. You know, there's lots to do. You can do. You can. That's pretty much the map right there. So yeah, plenty of stuff to do, and they do have a lot of stuff where at the end, you know, you can bring your train back to the yard for the end of shift kind of thing, and all that. So yeah, really good stuff. Anyway, so I was on Flight Sim last night, and I take off, and I was just doing short flights, take off, navigate, land, and I had a really good landing, and I'm like, why doesn't this happen when I'm streaming? You know? Oh man, yeah, no issues whatsoever. Got on the ground, stopped, and the only thing that was a problem was it felt like I was still fighting with the AI co-pilot to steer to our parking spot. But I'm gonna, once we're done with this stream this morning, I'm gonna tinker around or look in the settings to see what is it that's causing that. I think it's, you know, yeah, I gotta find a way to your luck starts when you're off street. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're gonna do a flight from Livermore, where I lived for a very short while when I was very young, and we're gonna go up to Napa. So Livermore, for those that you don't know, they have their own bit of wine country. They're not nearly as well known. You know, Napa, of course, is very famous for wine country. So we're gonna fly up to Napa. So from wine country to wine country, basically. I forgot the brakes on this are a bit weird. You have to. Oh, until we make it on time? No, we're late too, so that's all right. We're on the platform, so nobody's being put off into the gravel. So good morning, Amela. How are you? So yeah, so it should be a good flight, I think. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable just kind of flying on my own and not relying on the autopilot. Although it's still a bit scary, not gonna lie. It's a bit overwhelming, but we're getting there. All right, Maxwell Park is next. That's just a quick run right up the road here, as I like to say. Then Shawlands is next. So yeah, it was what I'm trying to do, because I do spend it. I'm spending time on Division 2 as well. What I'm trying to do is I find fly from one, it'll be short distance, so I can take off, get up to altitude, and then come in for the landing, So yeah, I'm trying to practice all that. Oops. I'm a bit off with these brakes this morning. I'm good, thanks, Amela. Just so for those of you who were in the stream yesterday when I flew from the Rogers Airport down to Sacramento, I talked to my mom last night. Unfortunately, because they go up there, there's a campground, they have a trailer that they go up every summer for, and they spend a lot of time up there at the lake until they go back home for like doctor's appointments and stuff like that. The whole area has been essentially evacuated around the lake there. There's a fire called the Dixie Fire that Pacific Gas and Electric have basically stated that they are pretty certain that they are the cause of the fire, or their faulty equipment that they have not replaced after numerous warnings and whatnot. So yeah, that whole area is under evacuation. A lot of people basically ignored early warnings to get out of there, and they're now panicking because now a lot of roads are closed because they're trying to get fire equipment in there to fight these fires. So their only option now is to go towards Reno, Nevada, and then come back down into California. So yeah, they've graciously opened their home to any to people that they know that may need a place to stay, and so far nobody's taken them up on their offer. But my mom said they've got the spare bedroom pretty much all set up so that if anybody does that they've extended invitations to needs a place to stay, that they my mom doesn't have to make up the bed or anything like that. So yeah, it's rather unfortunate. But yeah, good old PG&E. We're actually on time here. Nice. So yeah, it's a bit upsetting that after all the talk about that PG&E's been warned numerous times to kind of get their act together, they're not making any changes. So but it is what it is, All right, Polkshaw East is next. Pollokshaws. I didn't mean Polk. Pollokshaws is next. And then Langside after that. So yeah, I called just to see if they had heard anything, and the good thing is that the Plumas County, which is where that lake is situated in, they've been sending out alerts on a regular basis, so my mom feels confident that they put out information as soon as they know it. But she said every time the alert goes off on her phone, it's got it's rather loud and it jolts her. And, yeah, it's I don't know what has to happen to get PG&E to get their heads out of their backsides to fix these problems. So it's rather unfortunate. But oh, that's the card thing to buy your ticket. Interesting. A lot of systems now. When I was back in California, they have a card system now that instead of a paper one, it's like a almost like a debit card. You just put money on it, and you just tap it on the screen, and it just charges that automatically. So you can load up that card for, however long you're gonna need. Or I think you can get like what is it, like a weekly or monthly sort of pass thing or whatever. Yeah, pretty handy because it does mitigate waste as well. Because what do you do with a BART card that is either running out of money? You generally throw it away, or because most people may not use BART that often to go back to the station and update that card. But with the plastic one, you can keep it in your wallet and you can use it whenever you need to, I guess. I don't know if it's got like a expiration sort of time. Maybe it does if you buy a day pass, essentially. You have to use it within that period of time.
If you see anything suspicious, please tell a member of staff or the police.
Well, at least we're not completely blowing through stations. Yeah, I forget what they called the card. I had one. I brought it back with me, I think. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it now. We're on Langside. Kings Park is next. I'm guessing we're going 20 because we're going to go through these switches over here. Coming up. Kind of quiet today. Everybody's either sleeping in or... Well, that's okay. Hopefully everybody's having a good day either way, whether you're here or not. So tomorrow we're gonna do trying to think of a kind of a simple route to do tomorrow. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do some freight on Peninsula Corridor tomorrow. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Yeah. The only drawback with that, or we'll use the MP15. We're gonna take some like ballast basically up the line. Most of that stuff I think is done like off hours, where there's not a lot of traffic on the line. But we'll make the best of it. So yeah, it should be a fun little time. Flight sim, if I can't start it at 9 o'clock my time because I have an appointment at 10 and I have to catch the bus around about 9 o'clock ish in order to be downtown for my appointment at 10. So flight sim will be pushed to later on Thursday. So as soon as I get back home from my appointment, then we'll do the flight sim stream. That'll probably be I'm hoping to be home before noon. So yeah. Ballast. Is it a different color? Hey Mick, how are you? Welcome. Well, it's whatever's in the hopper cars basically, because it's kind of like you're taking it up to a different location to for the line, kind of, you know, like you're doing the repairs or whatever. So yeah, I think it's a different color. I don't know. So yeah, so tomorrow we'll do that on the Peninsula Corridor, and then flight sim will be delayed until after my appointment and I get back home. And as soon as I'm back, then we'll get started on that. So yeah. All right. Croft Foot is next. So I'm only joking. Remember when people was complaining that oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, I never really noticed. I mean, it could be, but I really don't pay attention to. You know, I'm not that picky about stuff going. You know, it's there. It's just a service that we can do because I just want to get one in and, you know, try to do something that you don't normally see on streams. So but yeah, I do remember that now, because even here, well, it's just the way that the lighting is. Yeah, you got the different color, and yeah, people were fussing about that. People fuss about the most ridiculous stuff in this game. I had to think about it, but I know you were trying to make me laugh, but I was like, is it really a different color? I didn't pay any attention to it, so it's already preloaded, so I'd never. Of course, it's going to look different in the hopper, maybe, because that's just how the system works. But yeah, we'll start at 9, because what I'm figuring is when I want to fly on the West Coast by 6 or so. Ooh. Mick. So yeah, because by then the sun's starting to come up, and so it's a nice, some nice light there in the clouds and everything. So yeah, that should be a good flight from Livermore to Napa. So we're gonna go up to wine country. We'll talk a little bit about wine country. And then yeah, we'll come in for a landing at okay, Burnside is next at in Napa there. So yeah. We don't have a speed reduction up ahead. Burnside, then Kirkhill. So we're on the line now, headed out towards, so Kirkhill should be right there, and then our final destination right there. So yeah, this isn't too bad of a stream. I think we'll stop fussing me now the pool is ready, so now they're splashing around in it. Oh, nice. See, in the summertime, where I grew up, if you wanted to go to the pool, we had the pool at the high school was open during the summer. So you could go swimming there. Well, hello, Ro. Welcome. So we've got 2 more stops, basically. Yeah, I figure this is just a nice, chilled stream this morning. We'll see. We may do a return trip. Roll on end of this month so I can have the PS5 the missus has got me. Well, good for you, Pithers. Alright, Kirkhill is next. That is right there. And then Newton. Right there. Yeah, we might do a... Can I hear some horns? Yeah. So I'm going to do 1 horn thing. That's my limit. Okay. I'm not a big horn request person, but I'll do 1 real quick. But that's your 1 horn request. Because I did 1 much earlier, but I'll because I haven't, I'll do that real quick. But generally, I'm not a horn blasting every 2 seconds sort of person. So I know in real life they do that, but we're just having a nice how you held it together, Peter, is good on you. Alright. Into Kirkhill here. Now we're going to start speeding because we're going to go downhill. Of course. You're welcome. Yeah, we'll do a return service. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll take us up to about 7:30-ish. And then that'll give me time to eat some breakfast and get myself situated for the flight sim stream at 9. So, yep, we sure do, Mick. We're going from Livermore to Napa. So essentially, Livermore is a bit of its own wine country in California. That's what they call it. But Napa is significantly more well known when it comes to wine. So we're gonna fly from Livermore to Napa. We'll kind of make it out like we're gonna deliver some wine for maybe what do you call it, like a wine gathering or something, like a exhibition or tasting, different wines in the area. So you have like Napa, I think Nevada. There's different parts of wine country, but in the Bay Area. But it's usually yes, I did. I checked it out yesterday, Ro. It does look good. So hopefully, I thought yesterday was roadmap day, but it's next Tuesday is roadmap day. So hopefully we'll hear more about that next week, or that they'll start talking about those locomotives pretty soon. That have been in production for quite some time. But I think some of that stuff has kind of gone to the wayside in preparation for rush hour. But maybe some of it will be included with rush hour. We don't know. But I do suggest for the flight should be nice and numb for the landing, Nick. Make sure you have your cheddar popcorn too, Mick. Don't forget that. I highly recommend, and we may talk or may speak very quickly about roadmap sort of stuff. I'm not so big into that because, as we've seen already, stuff changes. And people tend to forget that. So I highly recommend go to the Dovetail Games website that for Train Sim World 2. They've got you can sign up for newsletters, all that stuff. You can read the roadmap when it comes out. You don't have to wait for the live stream to talk about it. You can read all that information there. So I highly recommend. That's the best source of information. I mean, they do go through a lot of stuff on the live streams, but yeah, I think that's coming tomorrow. They're doing like a reveal stream. Or maybe it'll be next week. I don't know, but yeah, always check their website. They've got all the newest information, articles, all that stuff. I'm not a source of information. I may, talk about certain things briefly, but I don't get hung up or angry about the changes that they're making and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're gonna do a return service back up to Glasgow Central. Yeah, this didn't take too long to do. So yeah. Because what I don't want to have happen is my stream turns into people seem to think that I have more knowledge than I do about what's happening with the game. I've got the same information as everybody else. I want to see gameplay because from reading you cannot. Yeah, I know. I completely agree with you. And I think that's something that they do very well, is that they show, some stuff about the route, what to expect and stuff like that. But yeah, I have no more knowledge than anybody else about what's coming up. I don't always watch the live stream. I just read the information, and that's what I do. So all right, so that took us 33 minutes. So yeah, we're gonna go back out here and we're gonna do a return service. So, but yeah, I completely understand that. I like Oh, so here's the rail tour stuff that you get, Patrick, if you're still here. A good old story time with Mr. I'll have to figure out a story time thing. So you get the Class 47, the Class 37, the 31, the Class 20, the 66, and then our Class 341. Or 314, I'm sorry. Let's see. There we go. We'll do that service. And then we'll be on our way. I'm hyped for the F40PH and Amtrak and for... Oh, yeah, so basically that's what you get if you have, I think it's the heavy freight pack on Northern Transpennine, you get those additional services, Patrick. That's what I was trying to show you. Master key, forward, open the doors. Headlights on. Destination board light. Yeah, I don't think we need the cap light. All right, let's get the door shut real quick. Huh. Oh, interesting. I never noticed that before. I will leave the AWS off. I'm getting a headache. Well, you probably didn't listen to Vic's suggestion last night, did you? Which was to just drink some water and yeah. I would drink water, eat something with a healthy amount of sodium. Don't overdo it, and just try to relax. Alright, Kirkhill is next. Did you eat all the popcorn? No. Anyway, can you please tell me something about this ability? I can't speak for Amela. I can't speak on behalf of Amela. Amelas are, they're their own person, so yeah. I don't speak on anyone's behalf, bro. So we don't do personal questions in the stream. Within reason, of course, but it's up to Amela if they want to answer questions or not. So I did go to bed early. And take your socks off. No, it's not take your socks off. It's change your socks, Mick. Drink water and change your socks. Well, what I'll tell you, Ro, is many of the people who come in here are people that I know from other streamers. So we have, a small group that we all we don't know each other personally. It's just that we all have been in different streams and we all say hi to each other, and but as far as knowing each other in person or knowing each other for very long time, well, that is true, Pillars. But yeah, I respect Amela's privacy as well. We may joke around about the fridge thing and all that, but Amela is, is a person, and privacy should be respected. So yeah, I'm always a bit leery of people asking personal, things that may be deeply personal questions in a stream. So we had 4 cars last time. We got 3 cars now. So I think that's something you can pick. I mean, that's a very, I'll put it like this, Ro. That's a very broad subject, and that's probably something that if you are on the Discord for other streamers, that's probably a question that could be best answered in a
This includes
no, Amela's not a bot. I could vouch for that. But yeah, that's probably, those questions, or saying you want to know who they are, that's probably a question best served for a DM in Discord, not my chat. So yeah, that's my take on it. So I'm planning on it. I'm just waiting to see when are we going to get the first route. You know, I'm guessing it's going to probably be towards the end of this month. So if we have, let's see, roadmap is next week. Mela test food for the dragon. Yeah, but I can say with certainty that Amela is not a bot. That much I do know. But no, a lot of us here are all we all come from, you know, we've all kind of gotten to know each other in different streams and all that. So yeah. But yeah, I would ask that, you know, for questions like that, that's probably something you could have that conversation outside of my chat. And go, you know. Because my main thing here is we just come here and have some fun, talk about the route and stuff like that. But we leave the personal stuff, you know, unless you know, a person feels comfortable expressing certain things about themselves or their lives or whatever. But it's not something that I'm looking for in the channel. I'm just looking for us having. Well, I'm not important, Ro. Don't. No, I'm not that important. I'm just I just try to enjoy the game and bring some enjoyment to people who otherwise may not have much in their life right now. So no, I am not important by any stretch of the imagination. So. I'm just a dude playing a video game, that's all. So, yeah, there you go. We all kind of, you know, like I said, we've known each other from different streams, different stream chats, and, you know, so, but no, I like to try to keep the conversation civil and without breaking anybody's sense of privacy. Or I'm here to see what I can't. What do you mean? I'm not quite sure I understand what that means, bro. No, no, Pillars. I have, even with story time, I am not that important. I'm just somebody who's just trying to enjoy the game and share that with other people and try to have a laugh or whatever. But no, I am not. I don't consider myself to be important. So no. You're a great streamer to watch. I can't get enough. Well, I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment. But no, I don't consider myself to be important. Not in the least. Oh, I did put it down. It's funny I put the window down, but I'm always outside. I like to watch because I don't have the DLC. Oh, okay. Alright, that makes sense. I was like, watch what you can. That didn't make sense to me, but now that makes sense. Well, that's good because what I've often found, excuse me, is that, there's plenty of streamers out there. I'm not the only one, but they showcase a lot of the routes that, you can get a sense of what it is before you buy it. And that's my biggest recommendation for anybody. If you don't have a lot of the DLCs, it's okay to watch this, because then you get a sense of what you get, and that way like, okay, yeah, I want to save up the money or whatever to buy the route, eventually. So, yeah, it gives you a good idea of what you're getting for what you're paying for. Excuse me. I highly recommend, too. Dovetail Games does do a lot of stuff. We're doing the summer sales, or they are, not me, not we, they are. So you're getting a lot of routes at discount right now. You could, for the price of one, you could pick up maybe 2 routes. So that's always something to look at as well, as when they have those sales. I think they do a summer sale, they do a fall sale, so you get a lot of nice, Patrick. Yeah, Clinchville's fun. I like to watch your live stream because we can also... Yeah, that's fine too, Ro. What was I going to say? So yeah, always look for the sales. That's why I go to the Dovetail Games website, create an account, get their newsletter, because you can find out about all those sales, so that way if you're like, oh, there's a couple on my wish list that are on sale now, there you go. So yeah, that's always a good way to build up the amount of routes that you have for the game. I mean, I've got them all right now, and that's 20, or I think 25 would be 28 after rush hour is all done. It'll be 29 when the route through Penzance is done. So yeah, there's a lot of content, but you don't have to. The great thing is you don't have to own them all. You can just buy one here or there. Buy what interests you. Whether it's your Mount Florida's next. You're looking for freight stuff. Also, Hamburg, Clinchville, and Arosa. Go to the Dovetail Games website, and right now, they do have a survey open. Go take the survey. Okay? I highly recommend. Whether you've got all the routes or you've got the base game or whatever, go take the survey, answer them as honestly as you can, and give them some feedback, because I think they're trying to get a better sense of what matters most to gamers, to the people who play this game. So go and take that and help them build up some more information about what it is that we're looking for. They are they're very much interested in hearing feedback, as long as that feedback is not, hateful or just give them honest feedback. Don't be mean about it. Just don't go in there and go like, oh, the route sucks. Tell them, give them some stuff, that they can utilize to help them make the game better. At least they're willing to give you an opportunity to express your what you think about the game overall, and what features you want to see in the future. If they can do it, if they can find a way to do it, they'll make it happen. It may not happen right away, but if it's something that they can talk to their development team about or whatever, they'll find a way to do it. But don't expect that once you put it in, that next week it's going to be in the game. So I wish FIFA would do that. Yeah, I think a lot of companies now they're starting to kind of get they want people to feel engaged with the future of the game. Although, you have to strike a balance. Because hardcore players will always seem to kind of get their way before anybody else. And that kind of drives the casual players away. The good thing about this game is that you can make it as hardcore as you want. If you want to do all the horn codes and all that kind of stuff, and you want all the safety systems on, and you don't want to train surf, you want to be right here in the little control compartment, and that's where you want to live, that's on you. You can do that. Doesn't mean that everybody else has to. So Dovetail Games, play the game how you want to play it, not how everybody else wants you to play it. But I've seen too many times that hardcore players want the game to be hardcore, and that alienates everybody else who doesn't have the time to become a hardcore player. You can spend all day. I can say here, in theory, I can stay here all day and do nothing but play World 2. But I'll get burned out on it, quite honestly. And then it won't be fun. So I like to come in, I like to do my stream, and that's it. I don't, that's all I'm here to do. I'm not here to, same with Flight Sim. I see people stream for hours. They're doing these 8-hour flights, 9, and that's realistic. Don't get me wrong, but that's way too much for me. Oops. That would be way too much time for me to spend. And that's a good thing too. Just like any hobby, whether it's trains or planes or cars, you can immerse yourself. How deep you immerse yourself in it is up to you. Like when I went to my first race at Laguna Seca in 2003, I was hooked. And then 2 years later, when I went to my first historic race, I was definitely hooked, because I was just like, oh my God, there's so much cool stuff to see. Same thing with going to train museums or riding on different trains. It's like, wow, this is all stuff that I never had seen before, or I'm getting to experience, like when I rode on the Burlington Zephyr up at the museum in Union, Illinois. I never got to experience that before. And I'm thankful that I got that opportunity to ride on that train, because otherwise I would have never had that experience and gotten to experience the history of that locomotive and the passenger cars and everything, and to hear about it. So, even if you know nothing, that's okay, because there's all these little nuggets of information about these routes and all the different ones that we can play so far, that you can just kind of get yourself lost in it. And that's a good thing. But it's up to you if like horn codes. I get some people they live for the horn codes, apparently. That's what they're, they play the game, and that's their whole thing, is they want the horn codes to be done properly and all that. Well, that's fine if that's how you want to play it. That's not me. I don't mind every so often doing a toot horn just for fun, but I don't take any of that seriously, because it just doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest. But for some people, they're all about that, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. The more knowledge, if you there's so much knowledge about railroads. There's so much information out there. You can pick a route and just focus on that one, and you probably still won't learn everything confused right now. Yeah. So, well, in America, they have a horn code system. And some people are very adamant, if you're on an American route, they want you to do the horn. You know who I'm talking about. But, that's them. That's how they want to play the game. You can't expect everybody else to do it. You can tell people about it, but that doesn't mean they're obligated to follow your request. But yeah, because part of it, whether I look at it this way, the history of a railroad, let's say this line, it's tied to this area of the world. And so learning about this route, this station, or these stations, whatever, you're also learning about the history of the area and the people who live here. Because a lot of them may have worked for ScotRail, or whatever it was prior to ScotRail being established. Yeah, like you're supposed to, like, long blast, short blast means something, Pithers. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, that's the code. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, Amilla. So, but, you can... This with Flight Sim, you can immerse yourself in that, whether you're playing on the console or you're playing on PC. You can get lost in all that, and that's okay. I wouldn't go into anybody's stream and say you have to play the game this way. You can make suggestions. If somebody said, well, when you're coming in for approach, for instance, if you go this way or do this, things will be better. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me. All right, coming into Glasgow Central right now, and it will be ending up here. So, yeah, it's just that a lot of people make I don't want to say requests. They get overly they're overly demanding, instead of saying, well, okay, you play your game your way, I'll play it my way. You can tell people the knowledge that you have, but that doesn't mean that they're going to suddenly fall in lockstep with you and do the same thing. Yeah, there's this game, it's fun, it's challenging. It can be at times, because sometimes things will happen and you're just scratching your head like, what just took place? You know, like the other day when we were on reverse ignored and I kept getting stopped, and I'm like, well, did I miss acknowledging something? Or, you know, maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but all right, coming into our final stop. That wasn't too bad. So yeah, we did the 2 services. Yeah. So in about an hour and a half, we will do our flight sim stream, Livermore to Napa, in the Dare TBM 930. Quite fond of that aircraft now. That's my go-to one while I'm learning the game a little bit better. So, but thank you all for coming in and hanging out this morning, or well, now afternoon. I think Glenn's probably busy. It was normally he would have popped in and said hi by now, so he's probably busy at the office. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do the MP15 ballast service on Peninsula Corridor, and then flight sim will be later in the day once I get back from my appointment. Maybe, well, let me think about it. Maybe we could do both kind of back to back. It'll be very quick. Matter of fact, you know what? That's what we'll do. We're gonna do the MP15 service. Get that done. We're gonna go right over to flight sim. We'll do a quick flight, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah. That way we'll just get them both knocked out right then and there. Yeah, I think that'll probably be the best way to handle it. Yeah, because otherwise, by the time I get home tomorrow, I may just not have the energy to do the flight sim. So we're going to do both. Ready to go and sorted insurance out. Okay. Well, we'll make sure you have plenty of wine on the flight, so you can just kind of get cozy on the flight, and we'll land in Napa, and you'll wake up and we'll be there. So, yeah. So yeah, that's what we'll do tomorrow. We'll do that service, and then we'll hop right on over to flight sim and get that knocked out, and then it'll give me time to get ready to head downtown for my appointment. So, yeah. And then Friday we'll have time to do both. We'll spread it out again. So tomorrow's flight will be. We'll fly from here where I live. Yeah. To Syracuse. Yeah. That's what we'll do. Because that's about an hour. So, yeah, that should give me plenty of time yeah, that'll be fine. Alright, there we are. Just about 30 minutes. There it is. All right. That's going to be it. I will see you all in about an hour and a half on Flight Sim. And hopefully, not hopefully, we are going to have a great flight. So, anyway,